my sweet summer child, I disagree with you. It shouldn't have taken to 2019 for Stephanie J. Block to get a Tony Award. I'm sorry, it shouldn't. Hi friends, how are you? I hope that you're very, very well. I'm in another position today. I'm really changing up where I'm sitting at the moment, just to try to mix it up a bit, you know? So I'm next to my mural wall and my plant, and I hope you're okay with that. I haven't done unpopular opinions on my channel in ages, so I thought that this would be a fun little thing to do today. So I asked on my Instagram for your unpopular theatre opinions. I actually asked for juicy opinions, and a lot of people sent me opinions about orange juice, and I was like, but I meant scandalicious, you know? Give me the tea. And I don't mean herbal tea. So if you want to be included in one of these in the future, or if you just want some wholesome theatre content over on Instagram, or wholesome cat content, then do follow me over on Instagram at AmyLovatt_. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Amy. I make a lot of theatre content here on YouTube and Instagram. So please do subscribe if you are interested in that kind of thing. Let's just get into it. Oh my God, I so agree. The high pitch la 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 in Hades Town makes me want to rip my ears off. Same. So la 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 la. Ryan and Sharpay are the best characters in High School Musical. Let's just say that again, for the people in the back, and the Gabriella stands out there. Ryan and Sharpay are the best characters in High School Musical. I could drop a 40-minute video on how Sharpay and Ryan were mistreated in High School Musical, and how Sharpay was always the queen of my heart. I honestly could talk about it for days and days, but I agree with this person. And if you think that Troy and Gabriella should have got the parts in the musical, Rise TV show is better than Glee. Now I haven't seen this show. Maybe I should do like a video reacting to it. Would people be interested in that? Let me know. I haven't seen it, but apparently it's better than Glee. Better than Glee? Not an opinion, but in the last verse of Waving Through a Window, the cast sing a counter melody that sounds like Into the Unknown when Evan sings Try to Speak But Nobody Can Hear. I'm gonna need to check this out. What does Into the Unknown sound like? I only know it from TikTok. You know, it's like, I can hear you, but I won't. Maybe it does! Maybe it does! Disney stealing from Dear Evan Hansen. Waitress is just the theatre version of a bland, predictable rom-com. I mean, it kind of is, because it is based on a rom-com. And I like Waitress. I do. I like Waitress. I really enjoy it. But it's definitely not one of my favorites, and it's definitely got its faults for me. But generally, as I say, I do like Waitress, so don't get me wrong in saying that I don't like it or it's boring or whatever. I suppose I kind of agree. We need more body diversity in musicals, especially when slim people originated the role. This all day long. The thing is that unless a role is kind of originated by a bigger person and it's kind of a character role, or it's so rare to find a bigger person taking over that role. I just know that there are roles that I will probably never get the chance to play, only because it was originated by a slim person, even though that character has nothing to do with weight. And that's messed up. Mamma Mia is the only musical where the movie is 100 times better than the show. I do like the show, Mamma Mia, but I think the movie is a lot better than the show. I don't know if it's just being set on like a lovely island that you just can't get watching the musical on a rainy day in London, you know? I do really like the movie of Mamma Mia, and it's one of those things that you can watch and it's just nice and light-hearted. Mamma Mia 2, however, don't even get me started on. Chicago on Broadway has also outlasted its run, and it's not just a joke with all the stunt casting. Okay, right. Now listen, I would have a month ago been like, yes, totally agree. Can't believe Chicago's still open. I like the show, I do, but like, everybody's seen it and the movie's better. As I say, I would have said that a month ago. However, the last 2 weeks of August, I watched 10 seasons of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I am now in love with Erica Jane. And when Broadway closed, she was actually playing Roxy Hart on Broadway. I can't tell you how much I want Broadway to reopen just so I can go and see Erica Jane play Roxy Hart in Chicago. Listen, I don't know why. She's amazing. She's an icon. My husband is 76. I love her. And you know what? In the last season, nobody cares about this. Nobody cares. I know. But in the last season, she was talking about like wanting to perform when she was younger and like walking through New York with a backpack on, and I was crying because like I feel you. I love people having their dreams made true. Nothing makes me happier in life than seeing someone get that dream that they had. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Why am I gonna cry? I'm a mess these days. This person said, I hate Glee. I physically can't stand it. I get so cringed out by it. I mean, I don't hate Glee, obviously, but I do understand why people find it cringy, especially people who are kind of discovering it now rather than when it first came out. I think that when Glee came out, it was very different, and a lot of the stuff that was in Glee that was special at the time, we see a lot more of these days, and I don't think if Glee came out now, it would maybe be as much of like a cultural reset as it was at the time. But I love it. I can't. We've got more High School Musical opinions. Okay, High School Musical 2 is actually the best one. Mainly for Sharpay's version of You Are the Music in Me. Okay, I can agree that You Are the Music in Me is amazing, fabulous, amazing. Huma huma nuka nuka apwa makiki malini hoo. Huma huma nuka nuka apwa hoo. I wanna waka 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 nicky boop 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 is also amazing. But I'm sorry, High School Musical 2 is the worst one. No, maybe? This is gonna sound really weird, but I hate how like saturated the editing is on the film. Zac Efron's eyes are so blue. Your eyes weren't that blue in the last film, and your eyes aren't that blue in the next film. Also, Bet On It is a great song. I don't dance, and I don't dance. But High School Musical 3 reigns supreme in my mind. I watched it a few weeks ago with some of my friends, and I was like crying because of how much I love it. The quality of that film, the production values. Zac Efron in that box when he's doing Scream, and it's like turning around and he's like sliding down the hallways, and it's like... And when he does, I think this tux is too baggy, too tight, it makes me look weird, and he does that thing with his hips. Exactly. I am a theatre kid, but I hate theatre kids. I love people who have like a strong passion for something. I love it so much. I love when people are so unashamed of who they are and what they love. It doesn't matter if it's theatre or whatever. I just love people who are super passionate about things. But there definitely is a theatre kid thing with kind of, I'm the biggest fan, I know more, I'm better than you, and kind of gatekeepery and not always welcome, and sometimes just so over the top that it's like, please. I went to see Hamilton with my friend Charlotte, and there were these girls behind us who just sang through the entire first act, and I have to say, I was fuming. I was like, Huns, we know that you know the words. We all know the words. You can sing along to Hamilton in your car. Please, I paid an extortionate amount of money to see these people perform it. I really don't need you to as well. But I was just holding it in because I'm scared of everybody, and Charlotte turned around and she was like, girls, I know you're excited. I died, but also like, thank you. And that does frustrate me. But I can't ever say that I hate theatre kids because I am a theatre kid, and do you know what? I love people loving things. I just love love. Okay, stay with me on this one. I played Oliver in Oliver Twist, and my unpopular opinion is he should have gotten more. If a guy is hungry, a guy is hungry. Give poor Oliver some extra gruel. It can't cost much. I'm sorry, I know it's baso the entire story of Oliver ruined, but still, gotta get some food inside. I think everyone would agree with this, right? I think what happened to Oliver was, you know, very mean. But he did manage to get out of the workhouse, and he did manage to meet the Artful Dodger and Fagin, and he learned how to steal, so positives all around. But I definitely agree, he should have got an extra bowl, you know? It was like going to the all-you-can-eat buffet and they're like, sorry, only one plate, you know? Just not okay.
What is wrong with you? This is a beautiful woman. You let her eat.
Theatre kids should be classed as people who love and go to musicals, not just people who perform in them. This all day long. I agree wholeheartedly. The thing is that not every fan of musicals can riff like Renee Rapp or belt like Stephanie J. Block. I think people feel like they're not as welcome into the community, or they're not as much of a theatre fan if they've not done musicals or whatever, and I think it is crap. Yeah, just basically, yeah. If you like something, you're a fan of it, and I call myself a theatre kid. I am very far off the age of being a kid, but I still call myself a theatre kid. I've not been in a show in over a year, but I still call myself a theatre kid. I agree with this person. Stephanie J. Block should have originated Elphaba on Broadway. Thank you. The thing is that Stephanie J. Block was basically in all of the workshops to play Elphaba on Broadway, and then in the end they decided to go with Idina Menzel because she had a bit of a bigger name. She was in Rent and things. I like Idina. And listen, I was a hardcore Idina stan, but I still think Stephanie J. Block should have had that. She put in all that work into the character. She did go on to play Elphaba, but I would have loved it if she originated it and got that Tony Award back in the day. It shouldn't have taken to 2019 for Stephanie J. Block to get a Tony Award. I'm sorry, it shouldn't. Theatre kids should be allowed to judge people who only like the basic musicals. My sweet summer child, I disagree with you. If you are a fan of something, you shouldn't be judged for only liking a certain kind of thing. I think that's stupid. I don't think you should ever be judged for liking something, whether it's basic or not. COVID has made a lot of actors fall out of love with theatre because we aren't doing it. I kind of agree with this. It's sad, but like, I'll be honest, I haven't wanted to listen to cast albums. I haven't wanted to watch musical films. I haven't really wanted to sing. I feel like being away from it all, like I get a bit sad. Like I talk about theatre various times a week on my channel and stuff, but other than this, I'm not really engaging that much with kind of theatre content right now because it's making me a bit sad. Like, all I've listened to for the last 3 months is Taylor Swift songs. What's that about? I'm now a Taylor Swift stan and not a theatre stan anymore? What? I don't know. What do people feel about that? I would be interested. People who call musicals a play should be burned. Okay. I don't think they should be burned, and I also like don't get super angry at it, but when like a celebrity is cast in a show, in a musical, and they're like, I'm after Broadway to do a play, and I'm like, it's not a play. That annoys me, but generally people saying it doesn't really bother me. Okay, it's perfectly okay to enjoy musicals with problematic content if you acknowledge those issues. I would say I agree with this. I think it depends on the content, to be honest. Like, I saw somebody else has written something about Miss Saigon and saying it's like a white savior. Does it make me racist if I still enjoy Miss Saigon? And I would say not. I think you can still enjoy shows knowing that there's problems with them. It's like Glee. I mean, we all know that there's major issues with Glee, but we still love it. I think, as you say, as long as you are aware of those issues, and I think as long as like when you're discussing it with people you acknowledge that, then I do think that's fine. I mean, there's some things that are just like egregiously racist that I think there's a super racist song in South Pacific, and like if you're like, yeah, love that beat, I'd be like, no. Do you know what I mean? I think it depends on the thing. Andrew Lloyd Webber isn't a bad composer, and some of his older work is massively underappreciated. Oh my god, I agree so much! We have to talk about Andrew Lloyd Webber because I feel like he gets a lot of stick these days, and when you look at it, he has done musicals in like every style. When you think that he did School of Rock and Phantom of the Opera, I mean, come on, do you know what I mean? They're so different, and not all of them are hits, but like, I think some of his old stuff is underrated. Like Evita, I think is one of the most beautiful shows. Oh my god, Rainbow High, the high bit in Rainbow High, ridiculous. Such a good show, so underrated. You know, I think people always think about Cats and Joseph, and which is still great. Like, I still like both those shows, but people think of them as like basic shows. They're still good. I don't know. I mean, I agree with this person. I think Andrew Lloyd Webber is a good composer. Zac Efron? What? Andrew Lloyd Webber, I feel like kind of writes in the style of popular sounds at the time. That's why I think his music's great, because it's got the musical theatre elements but with like a poppy sound at the same time. So like, that's why I'm looking forward to the Cinderella musical, because I think it will have that musical theatre vibe but also like the pop sounds of like today. And that's why things like Cats, I don't know. Where am I going with this? I'm just gonna move on. I'll go and see a show just for a specific actress and spend all show just looking at her. If this ain't me, I've missed entire scenes in shows because I've just been watching one specific person who I've decided I now really like, or like, as I say, I've specifically booked to see a show with that person and then just watch them the whole time because I'm a creep. Oh, there are 0 good new shows this year. 0. Now, I don't know if it's classed as this year, but Starry, the musical based around Vincent van Gogh, you know the guy who cut his ear off. The musical is based on his life with a bunch of the Star Kid cast. I think the cast recording came out this year. It did. The cast album came out this year. Honestly, it's one of the most beautiful musicals I've ever listened to. It was the soundtrack of me redecorating my bathroom, and that came out this year, so I disagree with this person, and you should go and listen to Starry, please. It's beautiful. It's so good. Damien from Mean Girls shouldn't be played by skinny guys. I disagree. I think that we cannot say that Damien, who was originated by somebody who was bigger than your average Broadway male, but the role has nothing to do with his weight. To say that a slimmer person can't play the role of Damien is saying that because Barrett Weed originated the role of Janice, that a bigger person can never play Janice. When again, her role has nothing to do with her weight. You can't say one rule for one person, one rule for another. If the role has nothing to do with weight, a person from any weight should be able to play that role. And I think when casting a skinny Damien or a bigger Jenna in Waitress or a bigger Heather McNamara or a smaller I can't think of any big characters where their weight isn't a part of their character. So I think it's a double standard to say that. Mamma Mia 2 is better than the first movie. I disagree. I actually did a video about Mamma Mia 2 when I went to see it at the cinema, and I had to take that video down because people were so angry with me. I lost like 50 subscribers within the first like 20 minutes of it being up, and I was like, wow, I guess I was too harsh. So I just took it down because I'm a wimp. And if people disagree with me, I'm like, nope, it's too much for me to have people just be mean to me because of my opinion. So I took it down. But yeah, I'm not a fan of Mamma Mia 2. I actually tried to rewatch it while we were in lockdown. I maybe got like 15 minutes in and I was like, nope, I can't do it. I can't. They shouldn't be doing the Tonys this year. I agree. It's stupid that theatres are still closed. If I can go to the pub, I can go see a show. I agree. I mean, my goodness, I want to get back to work. It's ridiculous that you don't have to social distance on a plane, but you do in a theatre. I just think there must be ways around it, and we need to get back to theatres soon, please. I need it. I really need it. 6 queens on Broadway should have British accents. My instinct is to agree, but I haven't seen the show, so I can't necessarily comment, but my instinct is to say yes. What a way to end, eh? I think the Cats film is a cinematic masterpiece. Okay. I would like to rewatch it because I saw it the day it came out, and apparently like they changed some of the CGI once it opened because people were so horrified by the amount of feet. So maybe I'll rewatch it and see. I can't really imagine it because they're not gonna not have Rebel Wilson take off her skin to reveal another outfit underneath. But anyway, thank you so much to everybody who submitted your unpopular opinions. I had over 1,000, so sorry they didn't all get included. I know this video is a bit of a longer one, but if you do want to be included in one of these, then as I say, follow me over on Instagram. I'll be doing some more Glee ones soon, and I like doing these things of like interacting with you. It makes me feel like there's real people out there. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're all really, really well, and I will see you again soon. Bye!